If you have tomatoes coming on, but you have too many to use fresh, but not enough for a full canner load, I have found a way to cook them and even preserve them that is easy and delicious. So come into my kitchen and I will show you exactly how to take just 3 pounds of tomatoes and turn it into delicious sauce. But before we go in, let me give you a disclaimer. I am not a cook, but I have been preserving my own homegrown vegetables and herbs for over 13 years. I've learned how we best enjoy preserving each crop, from canning to freezing to dehydrating to curing. And over the years, I have filmed my exact process in nearly 60 videos in my online course, Harvest to Kitchen. You not only get to watch me preserve and learn the how-to, but you'll also get a printable recipe book that you can take with you into your own kitchen. Harvest to Kitchen is on sale through August 31st, so if preserving any of your harvest is on your radar, I would love to have you join. The link to learn more is in the description. All right, let's head to the kitchen.
First, I want to start out by collecting all of my ingredients, and almost all of these ingredients come from the garden. Besides the 3 pounds of tomatoes that you can see in the bowl, I've also got garlic from my garlic harvest and a small onion. The recipe that I follow uses shallot, but I don't grow shallots, so I use a small onion instead. I want to get all of these ingredients prepared by chopping up the garlic and chopping up the onion before I put them with the tomatoes. When the garlic and onion are ready, I drizzle the bottom of my sheet pan with a generous serving of olive oil, and then I sprinkle the garlic and the onion directly onto the sheet pan. From there, I take my paste tomatoes and I halve them, and then I put them on the sheet pan cut side down. Paste tomatoes are great for this because there's so much flesh, but any kind of tomato can work out just fine. If you have smaller tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes, you don't even have to halve them like this. When I fill a large sheet pan with tomatoes this way, this will be perfect for a quart of sauce. And that's roughly about 3 pounds of tomatoes to begin with. Once I get the sheet pan filled, I put them in a preheated 400-degree oven and I roast for 30 minutes. While the tomatoes are roasting, I head out to the garden and I pick some fresh herbs, namely oregano and basil. The recipe calls for 1 to 2 tablespoons of basil, torn or chopped, and 1 tablespoon of oregano, but I do end up eyeballing this. Usually I have a little bit more than that. After the tomatoes finish roasting for 30 minutes, I sprinkle the herbs on top of the tomatoes and then put them back into the oven for about 10 more minutes. After they're completely finished roasting, first of all, the kitchen smells amazing. Then I want to take the peels off the tomatoes. Normally, I like to do this a little bit earlier in the day so I don't have to work with hot tomatoes, but at this time of the day, I was trying to rush through it so I could get dinner ready. So you can see that I was trying not to burn myself with the tomato skins, but regardless, what I want to do is take the skins off the tomatoes and leave as much of the charred herbs as I can possibly leave. This is definitely a quicker process if the tomatoes aren't piping hot. Once all the skins are off, I transfer the tomatoes and all of the olive oil mixture into a bowl where I can do several different things at this point. One thing I can do is just crush these tomatoes, and then they can be crushed tomatoes for any recipe that calls for it. Or instead of putting them all in a bowl, I could take it to a cutting board and dice them for a fragrant diced tomato recipe if I wanted to. For tonight, I wanted to make spaghetti. So this is a perfect spaghetti sauce just as it is. And for that perfect blend of spaghetti sauce, I'm going to be using an immersion blender to blend everything together. But before I do that, I want to add a little bit of extra seasoning. I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of salt, a little bit of pepper to taste, and a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. The sugar is optional, but I love the sugar to cut the acidity of the tomatoes a bit, and I think it makes a fantastic spaghetti sauce. Next, it's time to blend it all together. I love a handheld immersion blender, but this can easily be done in a blender, and I'm sure you could do it in a food processor as well. There's so many options to this. For the spaghetti sauce that I'm making tonight, this is the perfect blend. My family absolutely loves the texture and loves the taste, and this allows me to make great use of just a few pounds of tomatoes for dinner in one night.
So the recipe you just saw, I cooked last night, and we used it as a spaghetti sauce just like it was. My family devours it, and especially they enjoy the texture more than most spaghetti sauces that I've used. Now, as you can see, 3 pounds gave me 1 quart. While this recipe hasn't been tested for canning, if you have more than 3 pounds, this would be an ideal recipe to freeze. Just make sure, since it's liquid, that you leave space for expansion. Now, while I haven't frozen this recipe yet, in Harvest a Kitchen, I do walk you through many of the other products from my garden that I do freeze, as well as tomato sauce and spaghetti sauce recipes that I can when I do have those bumper crops of tomatoes. But if you have just a few pounds of tomatoes, give this recipe a try and let me know what you think. And if you're interested in preserving, I would love to see you in Harvest a Kitchen. And by the way, if you're curious about these tomatoes, this is the variety Verona. It has become my favorite tomato. They stay on the vine a really long time. They've continued to produce in heat. They are not bothered by stink bugs and leaf-footed bugs. But I just wanted to share this because if you are looking for tomato varieties for next season, definitely check out Verona. I've loved it.